What up, world? You already know what time it is. It's your boy Mac Mr. the host for the most underneath the brag. No boast. All we do is give a toast to the real folks who done paved the way in a real way for us players to play. And parlay, you know what I'm saying? Got a good one for y'all right now, man. You know, there's two silly sambos and they're retired from the NBA. Not a sports analyst. You know, they're getting their money. But what cost? To make themselves look like idiots. There's Shaq and Charles Barkley. Two of the most off-code, goofiest, misinformed state doofuses out here. Shaq throwing Kyrie under the bus, not knowing that one of his theaters actually ran the whole thing, the whole movie. Hebrews Negroes. But he gonna say he didn't know. He didn't know. He doesn't have no control over that. He didn't actually promote it himself. How do we know that? Same way we don't know what if Kyrie tweeted out the movie just to ask questions and see where he could find the truth in of his origin. So I just wanted y'all to see this Craig Hodges Mahmoud-abdul Rauf when they protested back in the day. A little similar to Kyrie, but not as prevalent, not as direct, but they still protested. Actually, maybe a little bit even more, but you know, I just wanted to break it down with y'all real quick. Show y'all why I feel
like that if those topics came up, they would not have the same energy for those topics. So
these guys
Craig
are cool.
Hodges and Mahmoud-abdul Rauf, if you aren't familiar, you know, they stood on their belief so strongly that they were pushed out of the league when they still clearly had more basketball left in them. And you could see Mahmoud, you know, he played in the Big Three years after, and he was still good as a 40-something-year-old man. He was still playing at a pretty good level. So this just goes to show how when your voice is silenced like this, you know, they try to take your prime years away, your earning potential when you don't fall in line. And that was my problem with Shaq and Chuck, man. But here, check out what they had to say.
You know, one of the things for me, brother, is how...
Oh, yeah, Mahmoud-abdul Rauf was the first Steph Curry. Before there was Steph Curry. There was Mahmoud-abdul Rauf. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to know what's going on out here, man. Shout out to my revolutionaries, activists out there. Put their beliefs before any other structure, way of thinking, you know, without any moral compass or rationale behind it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Like whenever issues like this come up, it's amazing how I don't know how it works. Like Charles now, Charles Shaq. Do somebody come up to them and say, "Hey, here's the script"? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at how can it be that when it came out, we have black people coming after the brother harder than them people. And I'm wondering, I'm like, man, is it a Kareem? And I'm like, Cap, come on, man. Come on, brother. And that part to me is just like that's something we could never harness to be able to go to their community and get them to speak against them. And that's the part where it's like, come on, man, how much, and we don't want to say selling out, you my brother, but at the same time, there's a clear delineation that's going on right now, man. I think, we have to stand on those principles that got us here. I think, a lot of the bread that brothers are making, they're not seeing the historical legacy that the ancestors sacrificed for us to get there. And we're here in this vacuum bubble that, man, I got this God-given talent and it's about me and hey, but then when you have young brothers like Kyrie who is, taking the time to check out his history, and being able to, I think that's the beautiful part for me, man, is seeing these young brothers who are able to articulate it in a manner and they're standing courageously.
He was given the breakdown in the history of the original, the Hebrews, them being black. Look, everybody on the face of the planet with intelligence know that the original person was a black person. Mm-hmm. Right? And so all life, all of us, we come from that origin. Mm-hmm. But you also mentioned something, and this is huge for me, really huge, and it should be for a lot. The fact that it's not that they don't know this. The objective is to silence because they don't want, you mentioned this word, they don't want to have the discussion. Why? By having the discussion, it opens up a can of worms because when you've been holding on and monopolizing this chosen race.
Yes.
Right? This children, this chosen children as adults. Listen, I agree that historically you were considered that as long as you lived according to scripture.
Bingo.
You violate scripture, you can't be considered chosen. I don't care who you are, Muslim, Christian.
So, man, I went back and I remember seeing this particular issue of a Sports Illustrated back in the store when I was younger, and I found the cover.
Look at that.
And look at Charles Barkley.
Y'all see that? I'm gonna blow it up for y'all. This is Charles Barkley. They let him. They put chains on him, and he let them do it. Can you believe that? Talk about Barkley Unchained. Living large, holding forth on everything from his golf, politics to Michael Jordan. Every black kid thinks he's the only way he can be successful is through athletics. That is a terrible thing. Man, this guy is off his rocker. And he let them do that to him, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much what you're saying is you're chained in the NBA. And just for this interview, they unchained you so you can say what you want. Talk all the bullshit that you want, right? I can't respect it. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? But, other people have different perspectives, I guess. Continue.
The racial overtones on that cover is something out of this world. I can't believe he actually went for it. Well, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Looking at how things are playing out in 2022, I could definitely see him doing it now. But looking back on it, like I remember cringing when I first saw it because for the message they were trying to send, I guess they were trying to make it like, he's a rebel that had to be restrained or whatever like that, and they sold him on that. But looking at that, there's no way you should let them use chains on you under no circumstance. But again, he also wore the dress, you know.
Acting like
So
he a runaway
I can't
slave.
say that I'm too shocked with that, but they have him
And the
breaking these
dress too.
chains, and they
God
even got
damn.
one around his neck.
So
You
these
know,
are the guys you're gonna take advice from
that's
when
just
it
one of
comes
those
to
things. I
standing up
think when
against
he saw it as
injustice.
a black man, he should have said no, right away. It should have been offensive right off the
I don't
bat,
get
but
it.
evidently it wasn't. So to see Charles talking about Kyrie Irving and calling him an idiot, he was an idiot for taking this cover, in my opinion. I know some people are gonna see it different, but man, I'm all about your message and your integrity. Your integrity and your thoughts is something that shouldn't be bought. And while we talking about that crew, man, Shaq, he's always talking down on the younger players. I mean, it's one thing to give them advice, but he's coming off as the bitter old guy. That's just bitter about life. Even though he's financially secure, he gives back to the community. He does all of these great things, right? There's something missing because you remember he called out Donovan Mitchell, called out Joel Embiid, which those could be taken as constructive criticisms. But Dwight Howard,
Yeah, why is he always calling out players and stuff like that? Because he didn't get the contracts they getting now. Like what's up with that, Shaq? You should be mentoring and helping these guys improve their game and all that. You're so great. And on top of that, you want to throw Kyrie under the bus, but you are the one who, when Papa John's was going bankrupt because they had a racist owner, you bought into the company and you saved it. You become like the face of it. So what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? But then you want to act like, oh, Kyrie did this and Kyrie did that. Why you ain't had no smoke for Jerry Jones when you just was found with some racism? Why you ain't say nothing about that? You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's just a double standard. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, they played the same movie, like I said before, at one of your theaters. So they're in your theater watching the same movie that you condemn Kyrie for. Ain't that some bullshit? You know what I'm saying?
who had nothing but the utmost respect for him
That's like Amazon.
when he first got to work.
That's like Amazon condemning Kyrie after they sold the movie. Yo,
Orlando, he was singing Shaq's praises and stuff. And Shaq always came for him. Even, everything doesn't need to go into the media. People aren't going to receive things well when you go in the media with them. If he had some concerns about Dwight's game, call Dwight on the phone. Offer to work with him. I'm sure Dwight would have took you up on the offer. But you're mad about him being called Superman, which is a fictional character. Many people in many different sports in many different walks of life has been called Superman at different points of time. Even if you talk about like
yeah, he thinks he's
even
Superman.
bodybuilding or whatever,
Nah,
Superman is
you were
probably the
Shazam.
second
What was it?
most used hero name
Shazam.
behind the Hulk.
You're the Man of Steel. Yeah, yeah.
So
But
that's not something that belongs to you just because you
it don't
wanted to call
belong to
yourself
him.
Superman.
Exactly.
Dwight Howard actually did a dunk with the cape on, and people started calling him that more than he started calling himself that. He marketed that in a dunk contest, and they started calling him that. And you're just mad because he was in Orlando at the time, and I don't know. It's something about how Orlando treated him where Shaq felt the way. like his career was inconclusive in Orlando or something, and Dwight was still in his shine. But in actuality, that's not what was happening. Dwight was just out there playing, doing what he was paid to do, and they called him that based off a dunk contest. So if you haven't already seen it, man, Dwight Howard seems to be getting a little frustrated with how Shaq is hating. And here's what he had to say.
O'Neal, Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal, whatever senior, whatever your name is, Shaquille. First thing I want to say is, you gotta stop hating, brother. You gotta stop hating. I ain't never in my life came at you about your basketball career, your family, your kids, or anything of the sort. Because there's no need to. The world is too big to hate on another man. So stop hating. I saw a video of you talking about me playing basketball in Taiwan, and I'm playing at the Lifetime Fitness League. Do not disrespect my teammates in this league and these people in Taiwan like that. That is highly disrespectful. And it's hating. And you too old to be hating. You too big to be hating. You supposed to be Superman. The original Superman. Shaquille O'Neal. The original Superman is hating. Huh? You do it. You had a whole show called Shaq and the Fool, where all you did was talk about people and how they played basketball and all the things that they done ever did. You did that to all these people. And now you still hating? You're not even in the league. But you about to be a billionaire. Come back and show all these people that you Superman, come back and do it the right way. Ain't no need for you to hate on nobody.
Say it ain't so, Shaq. So what does that tell y'all? That shows you that Shaq and Charles Barkley are bought and paid for. They don't have much other skills than to, do what they do. They probably have businesses and everything, and doing their thing, buying up businesses, whatnot. But as far as being on call with your people and showing them like support, and not throwing them under the bus, making them look like they're some worse than they actually are. I think that's a problem, man. I think that's just like some internally y'all got to deal with, man. And I hope y'all come to terms with that shit, because it's like everything is laid out in front of y'all, man. Like, how could y'all like y'all have money, y'all black, y'all know the injustices that we face. Why do y'all try to turn that into something that's negative, I'm trying to figure that out. Why do y'all turn that into a negative? Why can't y'all just say, yo, I'm gonna fall back, I ain't got nothing to say about it, you know what I'm saying? And help fund the player to help him understand where he went wrong, pull him to the side, But nah, y'all want to go on national TV and talk crazy about another brother. Whereas the other society, they don't do that. They don't move like that. They don't groove like that. So it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot doing that type of sambo stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like wearing the dresses and all that, doing all this extra. Like you gotta understand that these guys ain't for us, man. And they sold out a long time ago. At least Jordan don't really be talking about it. He be staying out of all that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to MJ. MJ knows, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here. Because Craig Hodges, Mahmoud-abdul Rauf, it's like they everything they done was in vain because you can't protest anything now. You can't even tweet. They're gonna want you to go to all this sensitivity training and all this bullshit list of demands. Well, how come we can't get no list of demands from Jerry Jones? Why? Because he was a little kid participating in a racism rally. Yo, I don't understand it. Yo, how you gonna participate in a racism rally? Yo, this nigga is over here say, "Yo, I don't want you in my school because you black." Imagine thinking like that as a kid. Like, get this nigga out of here. Like, yo, what the? How they think like that? Yo, they think crazy, yo. I wasn't thinking about that shit at 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. Nah, man. Where do you want him to go? And you get this nigga out of here. That's the look at it he had on his face. Like, that's a bull crap, man. That's how you know. Right, Stone? Isn't that crazy, though? You gotta make it make sense because didn't they go after Bill Cosby for shit that he did in the 60s? It's years ago, so what? But hey, I guess you can't really get enough for being at a racism rally. I guess that was just what it was back then. I guess. I don't know. Maybe he needs to do a little sensitivity change in his damn self. I heard he was calling a few players niggers and stuff like that. I heard that. It's crazy, right? Like, I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna act like it's just the way it was, man. It's just, everybody racist thing. Nah, man. Nah, that's not supposed to be that way, bro. Nah, you can't be racist and just say, that's the way it was. I get all the residuals, I get everything because I was racist, but it don't matter because I was back then. Nah, man, nah, something gotta give, man. Nah, that, that's crazy. That's even crazy to think. Think that's okay. How can I stand there as a man and be like, okay, that's okay. That should happen. It's okay. Take all my shit. Yo, yo, don't mind it, bro. Everybody was racist back then. Nah, nah. Well, shout out to Craig Hodges and Mahmoud-abdul Rauf because there were some good players, you know what I'm saying? And they used to stand up against oppression. And that's what it is. If you ain't ready to stand up against oppression, then prepare to be oppressed because they ain't letting up. Don't you know that they got robot dogs now to go get niggas? They're making them little robot dogs. We thinking it's all sweet. They got little bugs that are little drones flying around with cameras on them. They got all types of stuff right now, bro. While we out here bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to hear that. You dig? Because most of the time, it's just bullshit, bro. I'm telling y'all, man. I just wanted to play one last video for y'all before I get up out of here. You dig? You figure me? Shout out to my dude Stone C watching the player do his thug thizzle. But yeah, man, it's been a good night, I mean, I went over to my boy Cross's channel. And he was talking about some real stuff, man. That's going on out there in the world. And then they try to zap him, on some copyright infringement. When he ain't infringing upon nothing but his own rights by not being able to post the shit. You dig? So let's listen to this real quick.
Watch brother eat time.
Y'all just listen. Damn, it's still loading. And going on there, don't want to see me win. Don't want to see me win. Man, this thing is still loading. It's still frozen. Well, I guess I can't play it for y'all because they hating. I guess I can't play it for y'all. I'm still
Brother
waiting.
Craig and Brother Mahmoud.
Oh, is it working? Is it about to work? Not responding.
Abdul Rauf, first cabinet. Well, I guess, bro. Well, Craig was the first cabinet. Then Abdul.
Well, you know what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna have to cut this video short because ain't no way that I'm gonna wait and contemplate. Still can't make it.
Okay. But listen to them break down Stephen A. and Shannon real quick.
Really had an issue with this Kyrie.
No one wants to play. And this whole StreamYard stuff is messing up. So I'm like, it's like, is there a bug issue with StreamYard? I gotta find a better browser. This shit is some bullshit. But anyway, as I was saying, it is absolutely inexcusable that Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal have the unmitigated gall to down my brother Kyrie Irving for the simple fact that he tweeted something against a people who feel a certain way and want to punish him by proximity because of Kanye. It's irreprehensible. You know? There's no way that will ever stand the reality that you're canceling someone over a tweet because you want to punish someone by proximity and create and completely tarnish their name. Like anybody says anything about, we're gonna show you how we do and put you in your place. Like that is so messed up on so many levels because people work hard for their money, you know what I'm saying? And business is business. So not all money ain't good money. Well, let's keep that same energy all around the board. Let's see where we land. Because at the end of the day, we the most righteous in all this shit. Because we don't know how to finagle all these schemes and scams because there's a level that we don't really know about, that they control, dominate. Which is why we're in the predicament that we are. So, on that note, I ain't got no time to be wasting with y'all playing these games. I'm gonna just let y'all know, man. In life, you just gotta roll with the punches, man. Keep it moving and improving. Always strive to be the best. You know what I'm saying? No stress. Stay blessed. Because at the end of the day, no one cares, bro. Work harder, bro. Go stronger. Go longer. You know what I'm saying? Do better than you did yesterday and the day before that. And keep it moving. Sharpen your sword whenever you can. You know what I'm saying? Watch your health. It's health is wealth, man. Not only that, a healthy mind will make you have a healthy choices, you know. So think healthy thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of hard in these days and times. Everybody can play their part and do what they gotta do because ain't no way we out here dealing with this type of madness. Ain't nobody really caring. Like, oh, we don't care because we're powerless anyways. We got the power. Power's in our hands. You just gotta enforce it. Stand our ground. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you know what you know, you ain't gonna go out looking for it, but you know that anytime you're ready, you can just make it, let it be known. But the righteous way, the right way, it's gonna be always, it's gonna always prevail, you know. So let's not kid ourselves, man, because we turn into something that we don't want to be if we don't keep it real with ourselves, you know. So let's do that. Make that happen, you know. And don't give in to these lies and deceit and all the show. It's bullshit, though. I used to like Kenny, Ernie, Shaq, and Barkley and Charles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all ain't got nothing to say, but y'all share the same sentiment. So it's the whole panel. It's wrong because if Ernie would have said something, and the brothers would have been like, "Nah, nah, nah, that's not what it is." Would have been a whole other uproar. That's what's messed up too. But hey, it is what it is. It's your boy Matt Mizzle. And you know my slogan, keep it real in the field. Forget how they feel.